Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrestling with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Wrestling with them Wrestling Boys. I'm the POT alongside my tag team partner Big E, and we're here to bring you another episode of Marietta Football Legends.
Hey,
going on, bro?
Hey, brother, absolutely. And we got ourselves a legend on today, and we're gonna get started right now. I'm gonna go ahead and let you do the intro because I know this is a special one for you.
Yeah, this one close to the heart, man. This we always say it's like my first best friend, first grade, all the way back from the Pee Wee Herman bike. This one a real special one, dear to me. Guy graduated with us, 97. Adam Ross, everybody, Adam Ross.
Hey,
what's up, baby?
What's going on,
hey,
bro?
Man, that was a throwback right there.
Yes, sir.
I still got one of those Rick Ross photography hats.
Hey, this how far these guys go back, man. Go back way back than when we ever even thought about getting into high school and girls and trying to knock each other head off in practice.
Natchez Trace, baby.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
That's where it all started.
Hey.
Yeah, we were 8 years old in that one.
Nice. So you already answered the first question about where you grew up at. Go ahead and just give yourself a quick introduction, and then we'll get started.
All right. Of course, I grew up in Marietta. I was actually at home a couple of weeks ago and visiting my dad and my mom. And my mom still lives in Marietta. My dad lives in Cartersville, but I grew up on Natchez Trace, baby, and that's where I was until sixth grade. And I was down there cleaning up some stuff at my mom's house, and I went through some stuff, and it's kind of crazy. It's like I wrote down a letter about kind of what my next step was, and we were looking for a house. It was time for us to move, and fortunately, we stayed in that Marietta district, and because I saw a letter about me wanting to play baseball and go wherever, and so fortunately, we got an opportunity to move on Arden Drive, and my mom still lives there to this day. But
nice.
That's
right around the corner from Natchez Trace, so you stayed.
That's it.
Yeah.
But went to Hickory Hills, and my fifth grade went to A.L. Burst, and went to Marietta Junior High, and then Marietta High School, and what a special place that is, and was and still is, and it was really cool. We got the opportunity to be there for the 4th of July, and nothing cooler than being on the practice field where you used to battle with your best friend on the offensive side and the defensive side, and
right.
Be out there on the practice field watching the fireworks for the 4th of July. So, but that's Marietta's where I grew up, and that's me. So
yeah, absolutely, man. Well, it's a pleasure to have you on, bro.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about your sports background. We can talk baseball for a minute. We just showed y'all your little league picture from the White Sox. I played against you in some baseball at Perry Farm. And was it always baseball? Was baseball the first love?
That was it. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be Dale Murphy. So it's kind of cool. I was down there for, like I said, the 4th of July, and I got to go to the Braves game. Got to take my oldest daughter to the Braves game. And I was sitting there getting ready to walk in. I heard them announcing that he was going to be there signing autographs the next day. So I took my whole family down there the next day.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of me and him when I was about 5 years old, and he's got his arm around me in the dugout.
Wow.
My dad used to take pictures down there for the Braves, and he was a freelance photographer down there. And so I that was nothing for me to be in the dugout. Got a picture of Glenn Hubbard, all Bob Horner, all the
Yeah.
fellas. And so, but I love baseball. That was it. And Perry Parham is where I played, and I thought I was good, man. I had a little home run trophy and all that good stuff, and then the ball started like turning, and I wasn't ready for
I
that
thought a
turn.
breaking ball. Yeah, the breaking ball.
I didn't know
Yeah, the
what a
curve
breaking ball
ball.
was. I just know I couldn't hit it. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know,
People don't understand, man. That baseball can do some crazy things.
hey, and I couldn't do anything with it. Now I can scoop Larry's his throws from third base. I can scoop him over there at first base when he threw him in the dirt.
No, you had to be 7 feet tall for them throws, but I had no accuracy
Hey,
on
that's
the
why I have
corner
a good
over there.
backstop. That's where I got my
Yeah.
foot
Hey,
quickness from, getting Larry's balls
hey,
going over my head.
I tell
Way
you
to
what,
figure
it wasn't too
it
many
out, Adam.
balls. It wasn't too many balls getting by me on the ground, but man.
You didn't know where that thing was going. But no, I love baseball. Like I said, I grew up in Perry Parham, and I shared this story with Larry the other day, and I thought I was going to play baseball. I played all the way up my freshman year, and I try out my second year. We played for Coach Nash my freshman year. Me, Driggers, Matt Harrelson. It was Raheem. It was a group of us. Now we had a crew now. Adam Hunt, he threw that sidearm ball, but
Yeah.
Adam
we
Hunt, yeah. Yeah.
I was telling Larry about this the other day. I try out my second year, my sophomore year, and I go look at my name, look for Ross. Ross ain't on there. I'm like, dang, I got cut. You talking about a bad feeling? Well, come to find out, the head football coach said you ain't playing baseball no more. He didn't tell me that. He told the baseball coach that. So I got cut.
Wow.
And maybe I didn't do well. I don't know, but I know I got cut. So that the rest is history, though. It was
Yeah.
Adam,
blessing in
tell
disguise.
tell the people who was the head football coach then, though.
It was Coach Wood, and
Coach
Coach
Wood ain't
Schaefer
getting
was
the
the
best.
baseball. Coach Schaefer was the baseball coach. And I just
Right.
knew my name was going to be on there. I don't think I played terrible that first year, but it wasn't only that second year. And guess what? All I know is like say I got cut on Wednesday. On Thursday, they approached me and said, "Hey, you need to be in the weight room at 6 o'clock the next morning." So yeah, that's how that happened.
Well, we'll revisit that because I want to ask you a question about that, and we'll revisit it in a little bit. But that damn Dexter ain't getting a good reputation on this show.
No,
We're gonna have to find some new guests.
No,
That's two shows in a row now.
Well, hey, here's the thing. Hey, that was a blessing in disguise because he set me up. If that's what he
Right.
did, he set me up for what was best for me. But it didn't feel like it at the time. Boy, I was walking around like this.
I feel you on that.
Well, you know,
Nick Saban did the same thing to AJ McCarron, so you know.
Yeah. Well,
he a little bit better than me.
Baseball days are over, pal.
That's it.
well, I know, Adam, you kind of skipped to 10th grade. Let's talk about when you started playing football. Well, because you didn't play 7th grade with us.
I didn't play
You played
7th
8th
grade.
grade.
I played 7th grade basketball, and
nice.
And
I don't remember that one.
Hey, I did not belong, big dog. I did not belong. Jay Yorker's over there dunking, LeBron's dunking, and I'm sitting there trying to inbound the ball and not throw it to the other team. So, but I love basketball.
He's not trying to do the Jake.
Hey,
They're
no
trying
doubt.
to assume.
Hey, no doubt. And to this day, I love basketball. Like I think that some of the best athletes in the world are basketball players. I love basketball, and as I played that, I was like, man, and I was like, I don't belong, but I love playing. But Larry kept just like eating at it. He said, hey, man, you need to play. You need to play football. You need to play football. Well,
yeah, I was going to tell a little backstory about that, Adam. Your mom's going to make an appearance on this podcast. And when we got to 8th grade, she begged me, Adam, no lie. She said, Larry, Adam only listens to you. Get out and play football. And I'm like, I'm trying. He don't want to play. She was like, Larry, talk to Adam. He'll listen to you. If you get him to play, I'm sure he'll like it. So, of course, you came out there, and the rest is history. And we're going to tell
Absolutely.
why the rest is history on that one, though. But I'm glad you did come out eighth grade
Well,
and became a
I
big
am
part of our team.
I am too, but I ain't so sure I loved it at first, boy. I never forget the first day I was out there, big Lloyd Carr fell on my leg, and man, I didn't know if I was ever
Lord.
gonna get up. But and then I think it was either the first day, second day, we're running those hills, and it seemed like forever to
Woo!
get to the hill. Yeah, I don't know if it
Woo-hoo!
was. You go back, drive back there around, it's probably only about 15, 20 yards, but it seemed like it was forever to get to that hill just to
Oh,
run
no,
up the hill.
I
But
don't
no,
know
it's
my
about
pretty
15,
first day,
20
far.
yards.
hey
It's
Biggie, my
pretty
first
far because
day,
we just throw the. Go ahead.
I put my hand right there to run. They put her ready, set, put your hand
Ooh,
down, right in the fire ants. And I'm like, oh
ooh.
man, I'm looking at my hand, ants everywhere. I'm like, man, this equipment's heavy, and my helmet's popping everywhere. I'm like, golly, I don't know if this is for me.
Right.
Then big Lloyd Carr fell on my leg, and my pops was there, and he was like, my dad was there. He's like, I don't know if he's gonna come back. I don't know if he's gonna come back.
Yeah, my boy had a rough first day.
Hey, it was bad, brother. It was bad. So
Oh, Rick Ross said, "Hey,
yeah, he
hey,
didn't know if that was for me. So
Right. But you
hey,
definitely
shout
came
out Rick
back.
Ross, Mr. Ross, Rick Ross photography. That's the real Rick Ross right
hey,
there.
hey, I
Adam's
tell you
dad, Rick
this.
Ross. Shout out Rick Ross.
Hey,
We're gonna talk Rick in a minute because I got a Adam Dad story.
all
So
right, let's
just
get it.
I got one for him in a minute. So eighth grade, we're playing football. Just like your first year playing. I had never played football before until the seventh grade. Um, what I remember most about the seventh grade was getting our equipment that day,
Right.
not practicing. Everybody think you about to chill, go home, and then we ran them hills, and it, like I said, it was the first time, and I didn't know nothing. I remember holding my pants up the whole time because I couldn't get the belt through because I didn't know
No,
what the hell to do. What the hell do you do with this? Where does the belt go? You know what I'm saying?
hey, I wish you told me about them hills before I went out there.
Bro, I'm telling you that first time is that all the times are terrible, but nothing's like the first one.
There's no doubt.
Nothing's like the first one. But eighth grade, you're also still playing baseball.
Oh
So
yeah.
you but as far as eighth grade, tell us about your first time playing, actually getting in the game. Tell us about all that. Get past that bad first day.
Big E, I can't tell you anything about eighth grade. I don't remember a thing. I I just remember we were pretty good, and I
Yeah,
don't know if I was good. I don't know if I even played. I don't even remember anything about eighth grade. I know this. I thought we were pretty good. We were physical, all that good stuff. But
yeah.
me as a player, I have no recollection of that eighth grade. But I'll tell you this. I know this like some of the stuff that happened in the hallways. I remember that real good.
Adam
Hey,
got that CTE, don't
yeah. Well, hey, you call it what it is. I remember rolling bones with Dante Stallworth in that bathroom and getting a little ISS. I remember that part.
he? What? Funny you
So,
say that
Okay,
because
the Adult
the
Street
only thing
side
I
came
remember from
out real
eighth
quick.
grade, the only thing I remember about eighth grade football was playing against Lassiter. They had that dude Witherspoon that every
Yeah,
time he touched the ball, he
oh
scored. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
Speaking of eighth grade, you just hit it. You just hit a. I played a little D line in eighth grade. I had those Kramers. It just hit me. Them little forearm pads. I
yeah.
had those forearm
Yeah.
pads, and I remember I played D line, and I remember I don't know if I could get off a block. I don't know what I could do, but I remember playing a little D line. That was not a good idea for them, but
Yeah. We
that's what
all
I
had
did.
them pads, right? Them
Hell
trace
yeah.
pads or whatever. Yeah. And then until Larry had them Undertaker gloves.
No
And
doubt.
he was the first one to have them Hey, and we got us a little
Hey,
we got us a
that was
little
a Vader
wrestling spot in
glove.
there real quick, so that's good. But yeah,
That was a Vader. That was it. Wasn't
yeah,
Undertaker back then. It was Vader.
yeah.
It
That was
was all about
yeah.
Vader back then. Yeah.
All right. But you're also playing baseball. That was actually the first year that we came over to Perry Farm because over there where the real baseball was being played at Custer Park, it shut down. So we all had to go over there to Perry Farm.
Oh, where the real what? You were breaking up. I couldn't quite hear you.
Yeah, where the real baseball was being played at Custer Park, we had to go to Perry Farm.
I've got a bad connection on Custer Park now.
Hey.
Hey, speaking of Custer Park, there's a random story, but like Eddie Ump, that was the name of the guy. I hit a couple bombs and they out in that ivy out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what year that was. And the umpire signed the ball. And like I said, when I was helping my mom do some of that stuff at the house, I saw that ball. It said Eddie Ump. He signed the baseball because he was like, man, you're going to be a really good baseball player.
That's the one that used to be Strike on the corner.
It probably was.
Guy right there. Yeah.
He was a great dude.
I remember that dude. Everybody loved that guy.
He was a great dude.
Yeah.
Talking about an encourager. Yeah, he was good people.
Yeah. So, but we played, we played each other a couple of times there at Perry Farm and stuff. And I was telling Larry the other day about this story. I was playing first base, and of course Adam's up, and we're always, looking at each other and stuff when we're playing against each other. And Adam's dad was coaching, so Adam hits one right to first base. So I go down to field it, and it bumps and hits me right in the nuts. I go down and roll over to first base and touch first base with the ball, get him out. But that was also the part about your dad. Your dad, coaching against us, but your dad was the first one out there. Because as soon as I touched, I just laid there. Because I think that had to have been their first good shot to the sack that I ever took.
That's funny.
But I was just laying there, and he come out there, you okay, bud? You all right? And he was checking on me and stuff. And it was just like, we were talking about, this interview and talking about your dad. What kind of a guy your dad was, man. Just a good man, just all around good man. And
he always pushed me to be the best. So it's
right. But we also talked about he was always around, but he wasn't that overzealous dad.
Right.
He was always around, but when it was time for us to go to work, he would be in the corner or over here or over there.
Right.
It wasn't one of those overzealous guys. He was letting you get taught by your coaches. Just all around good dude, man. And
he never overstepped his boundaries.
Right.
So,
shout out to Rick Ross, man.
Yes,
sir. He knows that he didn't just make an impression on you, he also made an impression on us. And it's those small things that you remember, that make you, when we get to coaching and stuff, make us want to do, be better men and do stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
When you coach your kids, dog, you always got to remember it's 10, 11 more kids out there that need the same thing.
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt.
And we're not talking about football. We're talking about baseball and just recreational sports. Like a lot of guys forget that. They forget that there's more than just your kid out there. And all that ever forgot that.
It's about people, yeah. And a lot of times, Larry, we go pick him up or he ride with us or whatever, and that's just what we did. And it's funny you talk about Rick Ross. It's like I use that in recruiting now because I always tell, hey, my dad's name is Rick Ross. He's not the rapper, and we ain't got his money. And I use that line all the time. That's my go-to line. So, but yeah, he was a big. And what's cool is like to see him in my brother's life of how, because my brother's a lot younger than me, and how he helped him grow him to the baseball player.
Shout out Zach.
Yeah, a lot better baseball player than I was, but it was really cool to see his hard work. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt. I'd say he learned from me, but he wasn't old enough to see me play, so he didn't learn from me.
Well, let's jump to the ninth grade. Like I say, you don't remember much from the eighth grade, but you remember them fire ants, you remember them heels. We get over there to ninth grade. Ninth grade, in the a second. Okay, just for everybody to know, we've all been in the same class since sixth grade, so we're all doing these and having these new experiences together. That's why this is going to be such a good conversation anyway. But we get to ninth grade. Football is fun, but it's starting to get a little bit more serious.
Right.
We're in high school now. Where we get dressed and we're walking by and we're seeing the varsity guys come out of their locker room or seeing them go out to watch film on Mondays, and we're going to the bus to the baseball field,
That's
you know,
it.
to go get the practice in. Tell me what you remember about the ninth grade. Anything that better, or anything you remember about, you know, playing time?
Well, shout out to LeBron. I got to listen to y'all's podcast with him, and it was an awesome one, and I enjoyed listening to that conversation. But talking about going to that baseball field. Couple things I remember, that bus ride, it stunk always. It was not,
Always.
it was not fun, but it was cool to be with your boys. But it was like,
Right.
man, let's go. Like we just want to go close to where we are. But the cool part is this, Coach Riddle sticks out a lot. And, you know, he used to do that deal where you go eat or something like that. He'd take you to go
Country
eat.
buffet. Yeah.
Boy, I tried like heck to get that old country buffet, and I never got it, boy. And I was like, I tried, but he started instilling toughness in me. And I talked to Chad Riddle a bunch, just on Messenger, not a bunch, but every now and then we talk. And we actually talked a couple weeks ago. We were the same number in high school, and we'll get to that. But it was Coach Riddle was an awesome man, and just really pushed us, and just he had a way of just like pushing you and just nagging at you, but like helping you raise your game and stuff like that. But the other thing I remember is this. Right here is the sternum. I didn't know what that was, but I tell you what, mine got bruised, and that was the worst pain I've ever felt all of my football career. I got hit in my sternum one day. I was probably too high. All right. And I got hit right in my sternum, and I used to wear that little pad up underneath. I don't even know what they call that anymore, but I used to wear that little pad up underneath it. But I know this. I know like I said, we were battling, and it was cool to see. Like I joined a group in 8th grade, and then we carried it on to 9th grade, and you could tell that we were going to be special. When I was there, just being out there on the field, and we had a good group of guys that cared about one another. I think that's the biggest thing in football is you care about the man beside you more than what you're doing, and it's not about you, it's about the team. And when that's what we were instilled with Coach Warren, Coach Alexander, you know, working up to Coach Riddle and the guys. So it was that was a special time, because it taught you toughness, and just created a mindset that sets you up for the future. Because I was like y'all, I always wanted to, like, once I figured out where I was going to live, moving from Natchez Trace, and once I started playing football, like my dream was to go play on Friday nights.
Right.
That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
and it's pretty cool how you put that work in to get to that opportunity, just to get to Friday nights.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a lot of hard work just to get to that process, just to get to that point. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we had some good stories in that locker room. There's some funny stuff that happened in the locker room. I don't remember it all. Larry and Big E, y'all probably remember it better than I do. But the POT, y'all probably remember better than I do.
I will say we should go down as history as the toughest ninth grade class of all time.
I like it.
And I think we'll just leave it at that right there. You know what I'm saying? We might bring some names out later on, but
I know this. I bring this name out. I locked it right next to Jay Randall, and he never washed his undershirt. I promise you that. That thing was stiff as a board. You see him put that thing on. I'm like, golly, he stinks. I love Jay Randall, though. He's good people.
Yeah, man.
You know, Evan, you want to talk about being tough. You know, we were tough. We wasn't tough when they beat me up on my birthday, 9th grade year, when Tony Rossman came in the locker room and stuffed me and my boss. Like, y'all wasn't tough in.
Hey,
y'all left me.
Hey, I wasn't messing with Big Ross.
It's an old quote, and they say, "Live to fight another day."
That's it.
You know, your birthday just happened to be on the wrong day, bro.
Hey, you know what they say too, you know what they say too, Big E. Hey, friends to the end, but my friend, this might be the end.
Right.
Hey,
But
good luck to you, Larry.
right.
Hey,
So
hey, they walked in there and whooped up on Larry and scared the mess out of me. I was like, oh boy, it's
yeah,
not my
no,
birthday.
nobody wanted all that, you know. And it was done out of love, so we just thought, just collect the love, bro. Just take it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but yeah. So let's go into 10th grade. 10th grade. Now let me ask you this, and we go through 9th grade. You started on offensive line, correct?
I did.
Yeah.
Hey, but here I was like I said, I was at that little 4th of July thing on the field, and I saw Barrett Kirk's son. Barrett Kirk wasn't there. I saw his son. I saw Sterling Simmons, and I saw Barrett Kirk's son, and he started over me in 9th grade. Barrett Kirk did.
I
He was
forgot he
like
played
number
guard.
54. He
Yep.
played guard. He started over me like a game or two. And I texted him that a picture of me and his son, and we were laughing about that. I was like, uh, yeah, you started over me. So, but
Shout out Barry
good,
Kirk.
no
He
doubt.
had a couple of pounds on you, so you know
I don't know. Did he?
he's
I don't
gonna
know.
go down as the smallest pulling guard in history.
No doubt. No doubt.
Right. Right.
But yeah. So you earned your starting spot in 9th grade. So what's the expectation for you in the 10th grade going in?
Well, the expectation was still being playing baseball and being playing baseball and football and when I got that news of I wasn't on the baseball team anymore, my focus shifted straight to football.
Yeah.
Okay.
And um, you know, they talked to me about maybe one day you play right tackle or you be a tackle. I had pretty good feet. I didn't have the height. Thought I was going to keep growing all the stuff, but like. Um, that was the time where I never forget when I got cut from baseball. I went to work out with Coach Donnelly that first day. I'll never forget. My pops dropped me off. I go in the weight room. What's it called? Iron. What we call the place? Iron.
The Iron,
Weight room.
I don't
Iron
remember.
House.
Or
Something like
that.
that. So
Yeah.
I walk in there like 6 a.m. and he puts me through one, and I walk out of there, change my clothes. I'm still sweating, getting ready to go to class, and I'm puking all the way, all the way to them first class. So, but that was when I think it all changed of my mindset of this is what it takes to go be great. This is what I got to do to go play on Friday nights, which I want to do, and I want to be a part of this. And how do I get to where I'm going?
Right.
And how do I achieve what I want? And it was I got to get bigger, I got to get stronger, I got to get faster, all the things. And how do I achieve that? So that's what going into 10th grade, that transition from 9th grade to 10th grade, that's what to me, that's what that was about of what to do, how to do, and just kind of learn the ropes.
Right.
So
Well,
You know,
it's something to be said about the extras, and
no
that's
doubt.
when I coached in football. When I coached high school football, I always talk about the extras. Everybody's gonna get work in practice. Everybody's doing stuff when everybody's watching. What you gonna do at home?
right.
That's
What are
it.
you?
Right.
What extras are you going to do
Well,
to get where you need to be?
it's kind of crazy, y'all, with this podcast and what y'all doing. It kind of triggers some things in my mind. But I made that summer, I think it was that summer, I made every lift, and I missed one lift, and I thought the weight room was closed, but it wasn't. So I hit like 24 out of 25. I was so mad at myself because that's what I wanted. But
Yeah.
when we got to that 10th grade season, what a ride that was. Not just us playing, but just seeing just greatness come together, honestly. And
Yeah.
and what I loved about that ride was my favorite game of that whole season. Our second year, our sophomore year, was that Parkview game. All
Mhm.
right, because the motivation that he came. What was it? Antonio McKay? Is that his name?
Yeah. The track guy or
I
The
whatever.
forgot
track guy.
about that.
Yeah.
I
All right.
forgot
Yeah.
about him. Yeah.
He came in the locker room, and we're getting the mess beat out of us against Parkview, and Coach Wood and all the coaches, they were in there scheming up what we're going to do the second half. And he gave probably the best motivational speech I've ever heard in my life. I've coached a long time, been a part of football a long time. And what he said in that locker room, and just watching all I was doing was cheering my tail off, but watching what our guys did, uh, and I tell you what we did. We started shifting those tight ends, and we made Stitchcom and that other big dude just run side because they were playing strong and weak, and they were just running, and we just worked them to death, and then finally won in the fourth quarter. But that was one of the coolest games. And then I always remember going down to Colvin County and just the opportunity. Like you couldn't tell me anything, man. We got on the charter bus. All right.
You had the whole city out there when we were leaving school at
it
10
was
o'clock in the
unbelievable.
morning. And you
That
feel
was
like
awesome.
a superstar, and you're not even playing.
Not playing a lick. I don't remember where I was. I don't remember some things about what goes on, but like I remember where I sat on that bus ride, and I sat right back beside Micah Eldridge, and I was playing that Walkman. Boys to Men, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, man. I was jamming on that thing. And then we go down there and we get the heck beat out of us. We play our tail off, but they were one of the best high school teams that's ever been out there.
Yeah.
And I just remember the coolest thing ever after the driving in the bus, getting the opportunity to be down there is riding back on that charter bus with 2 Big Macs and a fry.
Yeah.
So, but it was it was I do think this though, like during that 10th grade year and taking it back to the 9th grade year, I'll never forget this when Coach Wood met with our families in 9th grade. He said, "This is going to be the best class that ever plays at Marietta."
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember standing up there in the front. He brought us all to the front. He told the group that, and then fast forward to 10th grade when Coach Wood got another opportunity. And what's crazy about life and stuff is like what I do for a living is coach football, and I see his side of things now, and it's totally different than what I was when I was 14 years old, So, but what a run that was, and I just, how close we were to take an opportunity to win state, but how far
we
were.
Win that game, we win in the next one.
Yes, no doubt.
We got a ring.
That was the state championship game. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Well, hold on. Look, I want to go back to that. Back to that Parkview game. I forgot about the Antonio McKay thing. But I'm gonna tell you somebody. I'm gonna give a shout out to another player who stepped up and said something that normally don't say nothing. Courtney McCray. Oh, Mr. Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
I remember he had a very emotional speech talking about how he ain't ready to put his pads up. And like damn near in tears, was like, I ain't ready to go home. I ain't ready to put my pads up, all this other stuff. So that kind of like lit a fire under us as well. But we skipped from Parkview because the 10th grade Parkview game was very similar to our senior year Parkview game. And we'll go back to that later. But we skipped over beating Dunwoody that next week because Dunwoody was the defending state champions.
Hey,
we went on the road and beat them.
Nobody thought we were going to win. Nobody thought we were going to win that game.
Right. So according to the state, we wasn't even supposed to be in the Final Four.
Hey, and all those fans behind us, they didn't think we were going to win either because there's a bunch of trees. Remember that? It was It was only a one-sided stadium. Remember that? Yeah. So we're sitting there and like we had to. Hey, I call it bring your own juice. BYOJ, bring your own juice. So that's what we did. Oh, because all we were doing was cheering. That's all we were doing that time.
Right.
Well, let's reverse back into the 10th grade and let's talk about before we get to the playoffs and everything, and let's talk about playing JV that year. And I've told this Larry 1,000 times. I've never in my life had so much fun. I even told it on the Gatewood podcast than 10th grade. All them years were fun to a certain extent, but it was just something about Coach Simpson and Coach Gatewood, and just, we had a lot of pieces missing because it was a lot of our guys in our class starting.
No doubt.
As sophomores, and we were proud of that. We were proud of them and proud of that. And but man, that little JV squad was something serious. before we talk about that, man, RIP to Hayes Clayton, man.
Unbelievable.
It was a part of that team, and yeah, man. But I've never had so much fun, man, and that just doing stuff with having to use Micah Eldridge as a quarterback in one of those games again. He had played quarterback since the 7th grade, you know, and just trying to come up with Coach Simpson over there writing up plays and Coach Gatewood coming up with off the wall defenses and
Spike.
Right, just and just it was just so much fun, man, and we all shared that together. But I think it really, of course, JV's supposed to prepare you, but I don't think it was supposed to be that much fun. We had a ball, man, and we were knocking people off left and right, and then when we get done, then we go and it's just a couple of games left before we head into the playoffs and make that big run. So the 10th grade was amazing as far as
it was amazing. It was amazing. And I want to say this, Hayes Clayton, he and Michael, they lived on Natchez Trace. They lived just right down, just a couple apartments down. And one of my all-time things is I had the opportunity to go back to his funeral and just what a bunch of people that he affected and had an impact on and support, and just he gave his life for the country, and just that he was a great guy. Gonzo, man, he was just a great dude, and so he's buried in right above my dad's house in Cartersville. It's in Canton, and so my when my dad had just had surgery, and so he didn't get to come to the funeral. But the funeral procession went right by my dad's
your
house.
Dad was outside,
and he hobbled down, and he
He
held up
waving
that
and
Marietta flag and was waving at everybody. And I just, boy, Hayes, man, what a just a awesome dude, and it just that's one of those I think about him a lot, and the Memorial Day and all the things that just his commitment to what he did and his sacrifice and his service. And but I'll say this, I've coached high school 1 year, and the 1 year I didn't know how JV worked. And in Alabama, where I coached high school JV, all right, we played on Monday. Okay. We played on Monday. We played a team on Friday, and then we played on Monday, which it was awful. We used to play on Thursday. All right. So, but when I got to this school, it's like the organization of JV is like afterthought. At Marietta, that was not afterthought. With Coach Gatewood, Coach Simpson, it was not afterthought. And if you look at that group of guys, all right, there's some juniors in that. They're juniors in there, and we fought our tail off. And that, I don't even know how that's enough to line up, but that was our group. My dad took that picture, but that's our group we had, and it was we were some tough jokers now, and we knew how to just fight through things and figure things out. And I think that's what Coach Simpson and Coach Gatewood instilled in us, of just the ability to push and fight and find a way. And that's what we did. That was a fun year, Big E. We had a lot of fun in that locker room. Dwayne Willis might have gotten in a fight or two in that locker room. All right. But hey, that was good times right there.
Absolutely.
Shout out Big Dog.
Big Dog. What up, baby?
So we get through, make it to the Final Four, get knocked out, have a good JV season, have a great 10th grade season. Like I say, this 10th grade was amazing. You get cut from the baseball team, and then you find out, our coach is leaving. So you took a double whammy. He ended your baseball career and then ended his career.
Hey, well, I didn't know it at the time, but later found out. But yeah, that one was like that one hurt. That one hurt. But as we all know, we knew we were in good hands with Coach Friday, and just what a blessing it was to play under him. And I even got I got my Region shirt on. It said "We Are Somebody" because we won. But I got I got it right there. There it is, right there. So, but I
Yes,
got my
sir.
Coach Friday shirt on. But it tell you a funny story. My kids were acting up today, and I come home, and my wife had put this Coach Friday shirt around both of them. So they got two heads in the neck right there, and they're walking around one arm here, because they need to be better friends to each other. So, hey,
Ah,
Coach Friday did his work today. So,
Right.
M-I-N,
golly, but
huh?
what a blessing it was to play for Coach Friday, and as I've coached and learned the goods and the bads through people, like you always want to take the goods, leave the bads, learn from it. But the one thing I learned from him so much is how to build a team, how to build a unit, and that's what like the things that he instilled in me. I try to carry on to my offensive line now.
Absolutely.
So I think that's I was so excited that he got the job that year, that junior year, and it gave a chance to go be great. Like we had a really good team coming back, and it was probably that was probably of all the years, because the sophomore year was a little bit of a surprise of, we overachieved that year, and that
Right.
junior year was the year that we had a lot of talent on both ends, the senior class, the junior. Remember my point
You were just talking about
was.
how the junior and senior class was great. We had your sophomore. That's
Okay.
literally where you stopped at. So
All right.
just go back
Yeah.
to 10th grade and then boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we can start up right here.
All
So
right.
we in the 11th grade. 11th grade. So all through the summer, you thinking you starting? You thinking you got a spot? What you thinking?
I think I got a spot, and that was my spot. And I was going to play center. And I tell you what I did in camp. I filled on Billy Durham, number 45. That was my guy too. He was a tough sucker, boy.
Yeah.
And he was playing a little 2I, which is crazy. But I filled on him, and Coach Gatewood taught me the reverse crab. So that's when you work and then you throw your feet and the body back right there.
Mhm.
So I still teach this till this day on some things, but throw your hat in front, boom. And I tell you what I did. I don't know how I hit him, but he was a brick wall. Now that dude was strong. He could power clean like no other, and he felt a pop in my knee. All
Mm.
right, and I'm on the ground, and Coach Donnelly just starts ripping me. He didn't even coach me. He coaching defense. He starts from get up, Ross, get up, Ross, and I'm like, dang, somehow I don't feel right. So I get up and I get to the sideline. Oh, Kelly comes over there. This is probably the middle of August, whatever camp it during camp, whatever. And she checks my knee, and she's like, "Hey, your knee's torn up."
Mm.
And I'm like, "That ain't good." So I get an MRI a couple days later. My MRI reads that you got an MCL sprain, but the ACL is okay. And
Yeah.
I'm like, she already did the test. And y'all know Kelly's talking about shout out her, because she was
Yeah.
one of the best athletic trainers I've ever been around to this day. Got to see her Coach Friday's funeral, and just it was cool catching up with her and just thanking her for what she did for me. But like she said, it was torn, and get the MRI. And they say no, it's just your MCL.
Mhm.
So the dome game that we were supposed to play, I was on the sideline in a leg sleeve and a
Yeah.
straight leg, and the my sophomore year is kind of crazy because I didn't play a ton early on, and then as it went on, then I started playing. I was spending time with David Lawful,
Okay.
and great dude
Hmm.
and smart dude, taught me a lot about the game, and and Ashley Barron was playing, and uh, speaking of Ashley
Center.
Barron, hey, speaking of Ashley Barron, I even brought these to the. Hey, he passed these down to me. You remember them old Chuck Norris gloves right there, Big E?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey,
We had them Chuck
hey,
Norris gloves.
hey, we did a lot of work in these things. He passed those
Yeah.
down to me. I still got these to this day, however long that was. But
Wow.
uh, that's the thing is like they all helped me,
Mhm.
and I be honest with you, I wasn't ready because like I remember going into a game and Coach Gatewood, and I probably asked him like 6 questions in the cafeteria, at pregame meal, eating that bad spaghetti we used to eat, and wasn't it awful? And I
Me and
probably
Dalton
asked
go
him,
to
and so
Barberini house, so we ate the real spaghetti.
hey, I'm sitting there and I'm like asking him all these questions. So me as a coach now, I'm like, I would have never played me because he's sitting there asking all these questions, all nervous for the game. Well, but I didn't know any better. So I kind of worked my way in. And as it went on, I played more and more and more as it went on my junior year. But what was crazy was, I was playing the whole year on a end up being a torn ACL. So
That's crazy.
our our last game against Clark Central, I remember I was running to Polk Street. Is that Polk Street right there? The
Yeah.
street side. So I was running to Polk Street. Is that Polk Street?
Yeah,
Either poke or
Yeah.
win. I don't
Yeah.
know.
one or
Yeah.
the other.
One of those right there. I was running towards the street. I was about the 40-yard line. I remember weird stuff where I was, but I was running down the field, and then it felt like my knee was here, and then just everything else was just down there, and
Dang.
it was done. And I was like, man, this ain't good. This ain't good at all. So that's kind of what my junior year was. It was fighting through adversity, and
Yeah,
it was I thought I was going to have opportunity to be the guy, then it didn't, then it led to this, then led to that, but I found my role and I grew a bunch that junior year, just from just getting the opportunity to go from all the things of being hurt, working, all the things, to get the opportunity to lead into our senior year.
yeah.
So.
Well, this is the big one. Let's talk about the senior year then.
What a great year. The junior year was it kind of ended with disappointment, and unfinished business, and we had
Right.
such a good team, and
So talented, so
we were really talented,
crazy talented, crazy
and
talented.
it was I mean, we had the best back that I've ever played with, coached, all the things.
Yeah,
T Zach, that's my guy. Love that Joker. And like I tell you this, I always thought I was a really good offensive lineman. And what's funny is I told my players this today. I was meeting with the O line, the running backs today. I was like, hey, a good running back puts the O line on the block. And that's what Travis did. Like he was that dude that could put the block. Like I'm blocking and the defender comes to me, I hit him, and then he's gone. And that's what separates greatness at that position. I was told my running backs that today is pretty cool. But what
yeah,
what a great dude that was, and what great dude he is. So it was a
right.
lot of fun to play with him because I thought I was good, But that junior year is like we had all the pieces put together, and we ran into a dude that was really good at wideout, and he changed the game. So I know we're talking about our senior year, but that junior year, that was the year to go win it. And
Yeah,
I, looking back, that was the one that Coach Wood. That was the year he was talking about. I feel like too,
yeah,
But
yeah,
Yeah, I
I tell
think I definitely think that was our best team as far as the 4 years we was
100%.
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And I told the POT the other day, I was like, I found the stats from that Clark Central game the other day, and it was interesting to look at it. They threw it 6 times, and three of them went for a lot of yards, and it was one of those things where you know um, sometimes I played in them games in college where I played against a guy named Voncellis Allen and a guy named Al Lucas, Georgia Southern and Troy State. And that was like, what do I do? What do I do? And I think that's what we ran into a guy that just, what do we do? And,
Yeah.
but what a that was a great mix of, we had a good bond with that crew in that junior year. And there were
Yeah.
some dudes, Rob Simpson and there were some really good dudes in
So
in
guys,
that
yeah.
Keytron
class.
Thornton.
Hey, I
You
tell you what,
know,
hey, Keytron Thornton, I think he was the hardest hitting linebacker Hey, no offense, Coon, but I think he was the hardest hitting linebacker we ever played against on that field. Like that dude was scary, and
Yeah, he
and
brought it now.
hey, and Daryl Coggins brought it, but Keytron Thornton, that dude was a different animal, and he
They
was
they
that
was
dude.
they was different though. I agree with you, Adam, as far as Petron being the thumper, but the way Coons gets that ball though, like
Hey, oh, and
you know,
I told the POT the other day, hey, Daryl Coggins could have been a running back at any other school in at any other high
Any other
school
school, he
in
is the running
Georgia.
back.
There is no doubt. Hey, there is no doubt. And Brian Scales would have gotten the ball 20 times, 20 to 30 times a game at any other school. But we had the best running back. I mean, we had that dude, and
Yeah,
that's what's crazy. You think in the backfield, you got QB1 and T Zach in the backfield, LeBron and Travis. I mean, that's dynamic. Hey, what? That's how we got to. That's how I got to play. so,
yeah, because we beating
so
everybody by 40.
right.
no doubt, no doubt. But going into our senior year, it was, that was the time as like. Uh, I know as as time ticks on and you realize your time is shorter,
Mhm.
you try to push things just a little bit more in a different level. And I remember doing those, being in that corner by Coach Ben in that little garden area in that corner. We used to do O-line drills down there, and that's where Coach Gatewood used to work us and and push us to be who we were and what he wanted us to be, and just the mental toughness, the physical toughness, and he did that to another level. And it was that was we always tried to make the guys around us better. And Big King, he was one of those guys. We tried to, hey, you got to come with us. Uh, so it was Kevin Case. It was like there were some young guys that we were trying to build to what we had learned from them older guys, from Chad Riddle, uh, and those guys who just were ballers and just knew how to play in the trenches.
David Lawfuls, the Lindsey Meltons,
Lindsey
the
Melton was a
Ashley
tough
Barrett.
sucker, boy. That joker
Yeah,
was physical, boy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we had some,
So,
but
so
go
going
ahead.
going into the senior year, have you been recruited any? How was the recruiting looking like going into senior
Well,
year?
I tell you this, it wasn't going very good because that. So I had it's kind of crazy. I had it was in December. Um, sorry, it was late November. All right, but when our last game was somewhere in November. Okay, my grandmother passed away like 2 days later after our last game, and I remember walking her casket, and I had to walk on the left side. I had to switch from the right side to the left side because I had no power off my right leg. Well, the next
Right.
day or 2 days later, I had surgery. I had my ACL surgery. So that's an intense deal.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
all right, you're looking at 8 9 months. And Jeff
Nobody knows
Allen,
how to bounce
uh,
back.
Jeff Allen, he was doing his rehab because he tore his at the end of the season as well. And so we were doing rehab together, but I was in there with Miss Kelly and we were getting after it. So August was like I didn't know if I was even going to play in that first game against Upson Lee. And talking about recruiting Big E, man, we played Upson Lee, and there was a guy named Ben Lowe, and Ben Lowe was being recruited by Georgia. And I always thought, I mean, I wanted to go to Georgia. I was like, man, I didn't realize I was just 6 foot and some change. I always tell people I'm 6'1" plus. I wasn't that tall. Hey, and I wanted to go to Georgia. Well, guess what? Ben Lowe was going to Georgia. So it was my job that day. I said, I'm getting back and I'm gonna go kick his tail.
Right.
And I did and we did. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
what a game that was, what an opportunity it was. I still had those turf cleats they gave us, man. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, man.
Right.
Remember them cleats we got?
The little
Them little
black
turf
Nike.
Yeah.
cleats?
Yeah.
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 Hey, low top. What old
Right.
lineman needs to play in low tops? I'm playing them low top Nikes, boy. But I remember I always funny story. I remember running on the field that first time and how we came out on the field. All right. So I didn't come out early with anybody. I came out with that last group. We'd be getting hyped in the locker room.
Yeah.
So Daryl Coggins always let us out, and I was always right behind him, forever and always. That's how we took the field. And I remember taking the field, and that first drive we taking the field, LeBron's running out there on that field, and that turf was different now. That turf of the dome was different. And LeBron's around the field, and he trips. He about falls running out there on the field just to go to the huddle. But that turf was sticky. But it didn't stop him from making one of the craziest plays I've ever seen on that field. That was impressive.
Till this day.
Right.
Till this day, baby.
Right.
So,
nobody beats that roundhouse kick and it bounces all the way out to the other side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But what a lot of fun that season was. What a game that was. And talking about the recruiting part, like there were a couple of schools that were talking to me and all that stuff. And I actually went through, I had a box in my closet that I went through, and there was a guy that was at Morehead State that was recruiting me. Well, talking about things coming full circle, his name's Jeff Durden. Well, guess what? He was the offensive coordinator at Chattanooga and Richmond, and I worked for him for 6 years. How cool is that? He was recruiting me at Marietta High School, and I always talked about it. I was like, hey, man, I said, you were recruiting me, weren't you? He couldn't remember. I couldn't remember. I found the letter the other day, and it said, signed Jeff Durden. I thought that was like one of the coolest things I've ever. I saved it, sent it to him, all that stuff. So, but I will say, like, the recruiting process, like, I didn't know how to do it, didn't know what to do. And now that I'm a coach, I look and see how crazy that process is when you had to mail the film. It was all VHS, all the things. It's totally different now. It's not it's easy to just click on Twitter and pull something up. Yeah, huddle, all the things. So yeah, but like, that senior year was a lot of fun. We were dominant, and it was really cool to look at. We used to be in those classes. I don't know what class that was, but I didn't pay attention to a lot of class. Me and Big E, right? So, hey, that we used to cut the USA Today, and we look at and we see Marietta on there. Like, what a cool thing! Like, and we weren't just fighting for our group and our team. We were fighting for the town and the city. And I think that's what it was about. Like, we were instilled in us. Like, that's what you do, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
High school football, all that added up, and
Adam,
especially back then, man.
Go ahead, bro. You hurt me senior year when I sprained my ankle. I guess we would pass blocking. We were against Lassiter, and I guess you kicked your dude's ass. And you threw him. I probably would have called you for holding if I was officiating. But you threw your guy on the ground and landed in the back of my leg. And and then I remember Coach Gatewood tried to psych me out. You ain't tough, and I barely walk.
I promise you this.
Both ways.
I promise you this, Larry. I promise you this. If I threw him on the ground, I was going to pounce on him because that's all I knew. So, because you know why? That crazy joker that coached us as the offensive line coach, that's what he taught us.
Yeah.
And guess what I did? I did what he did. And guess what I coach? Guess what I coach now?
Splash him every time.
Scott, man, you talking about a great dude. And I tell you this, Coach Gatewood, he's the reason why I'm where I am. And he's why I coach, and he means the world to me. It's really cool. He's had the opportunity to come see me coach and watch me coach. I was coaching at UTC Chattanooga in his hometown, where he's back at Red Bank, and I just really cool to have the opportunity to play for him. I tell you this though, Larry, like 4 downs. I don't even do that to my guys. And it's crazy. Because that's on a different level, brother. We ain't got that much time in practice. I ain't gonna talk about the time you're over there crying. I ain't POT. I ain't talking about that one.
Jay Sims wanted me to bring that up because I told him, I talked about the assume story on the Gatewood
Yeah.
podcast about
Hey.
Jake inbounded the ball and the whole assume story. And Jake said, "Oh, so you can talk about me, but you don't want to talk about them 4 downs."
No doubt.
Uh,
No doubt. Hey, POT was over there. He didn't want no more. Hey, because Coach Gatewood, he get the first down, second. Everything had to be perfect. In the
Right.
shoot,
yeah.
finish, sprint back. Everything had to be perfect. And man, I looked over there at him. I said, let's go. The POT, he'd had enough that day, baby. So, but I'll say this about Larry. Like he had to like sacrifice on both sides, and that was a lot.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine playing both ways. I see that sometimes in high school football. You watch recruit kids, and that's different, boy, playing both
It
ways. So
is. It definitely
yeah,
is. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
different. But man,
Yeah, I play more
Coach
snaps than
Gatewood was
anybody.
that dude. He bring it out in you.
Oh
And
yeah.
Yeah.
hey,
Absolutely.
that
And
that
make you
whole
feel.
that whole thing.
Also had a way to make you feel like you can do anything.
Yeah.
By any means necessary.
Right.
That's what he
Right.
used to tell us
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And I love y'all's podcast with him because man, you talking about bringing back some memories and just what a dude. What's crazy is his daughter rents my house in Chattanooga. How crazy is
Right. Yeah.
that?
He actually
So
Right.
mentioned that on the
yeah,
Yeah. He
podcast.
mentioned that.
yeah. What a great family and
I
what a
mean,
great dude. And I got to see him at Talladega 2 years ago, and it
yeah.
was fun to catch up with him. So.
Man, that's awesome. We got to go see him it was a couple years back, and got to go see him, and it was just, man, he just, it ain't too many guys like we always talk about. We hold Coach Friday up here,
No doubt.
but Gatewood is like right either they standing almost next to each other, he's right behind it.
No doubt. No doubt.
But it's
What-
almost they
Hey.
could be if
Hey.
it was a race, it'd be Coach Friday by a nose because it's almost side by side. That's what
Hey,
kind of
and he could run back in the day, so he would win that race. They
He
say
was just a
Coach
water
Gatewood was
boy.
slow.
yeah, just a water boy. Yep. Yeah, man, going into the getting the fight because we missed out on the dome in the 11th grade when the roof caved in.
Right.
We ended up having to play in McEachern.
Yeah, Warner Robbins.
Right. Yeah. So we get to open up at the dome. We go 10-0. Get to second round of playoffs at Parkview. And nail biter lose at the end. What's going through the mind of Adam Ross after that game?
I will tell you this. I think about it often. You know why? Look at this right here. You see what color's on my face mask?
Yeah.
That's orange. I still got it right there, and that orange right there, and that one stung big time because we shouldn't have ever lost that game.
Yeah.
And
I'm just gonna stop you real quick because I always say this about coaches, they play favorites. Just some coaches let it be known and some don't. Now I know I tried to keep my helmet, and Gatewood did everything in his power to get the helmet back. And I see you got yours. So now we know Coach Gatewood does play favorites. Now we can continue. You really just pissed me. You really just pissed me off right there.
Big E, I wasn't his favorite anymore. You know when we walked up there, I walked up there to we had our banquet and everything. And I presented him with I had to talk about him and all that stuff. And I presented him with thing. And I said, and this award goes to Coach Teddy Gatewood.
Oh, shit.
And he lost it. He looked at me and he gave me that look right there. And I just handed him the mic and I was just make sure he didn't just crow hop me right there. Hey, but the funny part about that, I never forget this. And I always remember this. When Big Dog told him on the bus after we beat Wheeler, I guess that was our freshman year. You remember that? Was that our freshman year?
No, it must have been us.
His freshman or sophomore year. And it's our sophomore year. Okay, I'm sorry. It was our sophomore year. We go play at Wheeler. We beat them. And Big Dog's in the back. And he said, "How you like that, Teddy?" And next thing you know, Coach Gatewood comes and throws them hands on him, wears him out. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
That was on
Well, I don't remember that, but we called him Teddy Boy.
Hey,
Yeah,
number
he
one.
did not.
Not
Woo.
but once.
Yeah,
Hey,
he did not
say,
like that.
don't hold it against me, Big E. Don't hold it against me. I got that helmet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not
I
happy
don't have
about
my
that one.
helmet either, though.
Hey, bro, but I had mine for a couple of weeks, dog. That mother talking about not graduating, all kind of stuff. I don't
Man,
get that helmet back. This, and this.
they wasn't gonna let you
I'm like,
walk. Man.
I'm like, and I'm like, are you talking about not walking or not graduating? Because I might roll the dice on that. But nah, he wasn't playing. He wanted that helmet back. He was talking like coming to the house like stuff. And my man got here this 30 years later. No.
Right. But well, but talking about that helmet, that Park View, man. The week before was that was it
Forest
was the
Park.
week before Forest Park right there.
Forest Park,
The
right?
biggest nose I've ever played against in my life. I remember that like yesterday. But
Yeah, he's a big old dude.
the
Yeah.
week before that was the best high school football game I've ever been a part of, and playing Roswell. And we didn't
Yeah.
like them boys, they didn't like us, and we were talented, they were talented, and Jermaine Phillips was one of the most impressive high school players I've ever
Yeah.
seen, been on the field
Yeah.
with, and but just Keith Dollar with that, was that the interception game? What it was in the pitch, picture was in the paper. Was that it? Yeah, right here.
Yeah,
Boom. Shout out
yeah.
Keith Dollar, the cook.
One of the most
Keith's in the
amazing
kitchen.
interceptions I've ever seen in my life.
It
Yeah.
was unbelievable. But our defense was so good, and AG back there, and just what a great group of guys. But we were good, man, and Daryl ran the show in the middle, and it was just fun to watch. Merrill he had an unbelievable year that year.
2
He was the
touchdowns.
sack master, boy. Blue
2
blue.
touchdowns, dog.
Unbelievable. Hey, he ran funny too, boy. He ran
Yeah.
funny, but he just
He
knew how to
running for his
score, man.
life.
Yeah, he should have been a running back, I guess.
Hey,
So
scored one at down in the dome and one at homecoming.
yeah,
Yeah,
no doubt.
Nashville
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. He
His
got in
son's
the
gonna
end
be a
zone twice.
prospect one day too. We talked not too long ago about his son and how the
Yeah.
recruiting
Frazier.
process goes. So what a good people, man, and uh
Yeah.
uh and you, just the whole year, and Jake Sims holding down the middle, and Jason King stepping in at left guard, Alan Huntley at left tackle, and
Yeah.
that was our people, man. I still have that picture in my room of our group, and uh, that was a lot of fun, and just it was. I, I guess you could say we underachieved. We didn't get it done, but just we had some people in place, and we didn't get it done. And
Yeah.
I know LeBron talked about it. It takes some luck, and it just takes some. Everything has to align, and
Right.
you got to
Yeah,
be.
sometimes
You got to.
most of the
But
time it don't.
right, but I tell you this, like what a great group of guys, and
Yeah.
just the opportunity to play with just unbelievable people first, and then just athletes second, and all that led me to how my career really started is when I got to college, and just what Marietta instilled in me and the coaching staff. And what's really cool is like all those coaches got opportunities to go somewhere after our senior year,
Right.
and
Right.
and that happened to me in college as well. A lot of those guys that I was with in college are either head coaches or OCs or at big schools, and it was really cool to see just how things progress in life and how opportunities happen due to winning and success.
Yeah. I'm
So
gonna tell you this real quick, and then I want you to talk about and we can jump into college real quick, and then wrapping it up here in a little bit. Coaching, only coached for 7 years in high school, but every year I would about 10 times during the season I would sit there and think, man, we were so lucky to have the coaching staff we had in high school. I would say it to myself about 10, some stuff would happen or you would see something or just be like, I can't believe the coaching staff we had in the group of men. You might not have got along with every one of them, but 90% of them, to me, 90% of them were great. Football wise, 100% great. People wise, a couple of them you could have used a couple of lessons or whatever. But man, we were just lucky, dog. We were so lucky that the staff that we had the whole time we were there, from being the first team that Friday was over, as the head coach, but just our position coaches, man. We were just lucky, man, real lucky.
Very, very
All the way
blessed for
down to Buck
sure.
Reese.
Yeah,
No doubt. No doubt.
There's no place
absolutely.
I'd
Hey,
rather be on a Friday night.
Right.
hey,
And
hey, hey, and he used to give that speech in the weight room. And
yeah,
Yeah.
I always remember I'd sit there and I'd tear the pre-wrap. I'd always tear that pre-wrap and I put it up underneath that platform, like the rubber mat. And
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that was my pregame little ritual. And no place I'd rather be giving that little speech. And I put
yeah,
Yeah.
that pre-wrap under there. That's what I did, man. So, but what a great group of coaches. And I tell you this, one of the coolest things I ever had the opportunity to do, I brought my oldest daughter. I got a 7, 4, and 1 year old, all girls. Good Lord bless me with all girls because I coach a
he knew
bunch
what
of
he was
young
doing.
men every day. But I got to take her 2 years ago to spring game,
Mhm.
and I walked her by Coach Ben. I touched right there the eyes, and I did the cross like I always did when I walked through as a player, and that right there, I didn't know Coach Ben, but Coach Friday instilled that in us of what
Right.
it takes and
You
who
could have
it
sworn
is to
you
be
going.
somebody,
Yeah,
and I want to instill that into my kids of what it takes to be somebody and how you go about what you're doing. And I think that's like one of the most important things is like how you pass things on. Like one of my favorite things in the world is watching Big E wrestle his kids in the room, man. I'll show my buddies that stuff. Like he's clotheslining kids. So like you're making your impact on your kids. POT's making impact
appreciate
on
that.
Noah, and I think that's what's cool about life is like what we were instilled by our coaches, we're passing on to our families, and that was what really special moment walking on that field with my daughter, like,
Yeah,
and she didn't know it, she didn't care, but she knew it meant something to me, but she didn't know
right,
how
Right.
it meant. So,
right,
but
right.
those coaches instilled a lot in us, and it was just an unbelievable time, and it made me who I am. It developed it built the foundation, I feel
Right.
like, of who I am, which led to my next step in life and going to Jacksonville State.
Yeah. And so, give us a little breakdown of Jacksonville State. Like, is that where you're a graduate assistant there? That tell us about your playing time. You ain't got
Yeah.
to go all into it. Just give us a little breakdown.
Well, the breakdown is I went there my freshman year. I was 215 pounds. I left there my freshman year at 215 pounds. I was undersized. I had good feet, and I tried to play hard.
Yeah,
And I had some really good coaches. And that freshman year, man, I was a tackling dummy. I got the hell knocked out of me.
yeah,
But I was sitting there, and you know, I was at a predicament. I said, do I transfer? Do I just go to Georgia, try to snap or something like that, or
yeah,
what do I do? And I had an application to the University of Georgia on my desk. Larry probably don't even know this, but on my desk for like 2 months, and I didn't have enough hours to transfer to Georgia. My buddies that were going to Georgia, they wanted me to go there, all this stuff.
yeah.
I never forget coming home that summer. I was talking to my mom. I got out there in the yard. I started snapping to her, like long snapping. I was like, I'm going back and I'm going to play. So I put 30 pounds on that summer. I just worked at, what's it, World Gym, Gold's Gym right there. But you know what I'm talking about on
Yeah,
Whitlock?
Oh,
I
Whitlock.
man, that
yeah.
that was my spot now.
Right by the
And
Amico. Yeah,
I said, I'm going to Amico, yeah, I'm gonna
yeah,
play. And so that led to my sophomore year, and I got to travel that year. It was really cool. I was 245, 50 pounds. I got to travel that year, and I got to play my first game, and I played like 8 snaps against Sam Houston, and I got the taste of it. And I'm like, man, I want this.
yeah.
And led to my third year, faced adversity again. I broke my hand. I was playing center. I broke my hand, pulled my hamstring, all the things. They moved from center to right guard. I had a big old club on my hand, and I started 9 games that year. All right. Led to my junior year. I was still a walk on the whole time. Led to my
Okay.
Damn.
junior year. We had a new coach come in, and he was like, yeah, you're playing, but like we got to see you do this, and this. So I was like, I'm gonna be the starting center, and never got the chance to ever play center due to circumstances. And I knew I could play center. I knew I could run the middle. I knew I could be the glue of the whole offensive line. And I got the opportunity to start my junior year and my senior year. My junior year, I earned a scholarship. My senior year, we were really good. We were one of the top rushing teams in the country that year, and it was awesome to see. I played between left guard and right guard, Dion White and Jeremy Sullivan, two of my best friends in the world. And I always say I made them all American, but they're the reason why I got to play center. So it was a lot of fun, man. And we had a lot of fun at Jacksonville State, which it was cool. It's like I didn't want it to end, and I never had that much success playing football because of the adversity I faced in high school. Other than
Right,
my
the
senior
injuries and
year.
stuff.
No
Yeah.
doubt. But I will tell y'all this. One of my favorite stories, I'll never forget where I was on the field, but there was a guy that played offensive line, and he was from Canton. And he looked at me and he said, "Oh, you're from Marietta. You might play because I said, "No, I'm gonna play." So I took his scholarship. So I that was my mindset. Like,
Right.
don't tell me what I'm gonna do. And
Right.
so it was pretty cool. I got the opportunity and just build on our foundation. And I had some great coaches. Coach Richards and Coach McAbee, two great offensive line coaches. Coach Meacham was my first offensive line coach that gave me the opportunity. He's the OC at Oklahoma State now. Coach Richards ain't coach
Wow.
anymore, and Coach McAbee's in a high school. But just I had three great offensive line coaches and learned something from each of them. But that kind of just built the whole foundation of me moving forward into my coaching career and being a GA. I got the opportunity to GA for 2 years there and get my master's, and that was really cool.
Nice.
We won our conference championship my second year GA, and it was from the foundation that we built. And sometimes in life, man, you don't always reap the benefits of what you do, but I feel like you the foundation that you build, you reap the rewards of it later.
It comes full circle.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
always, always.
I came to one of your games that one time. Y'all played Middle Tennessee State, Dollars team,
Yeah,
and
that was actually
yeah,
my red shirt year, Larry. Yeah,
it was.
that was 97. I'm pretty sure it was 97. Yeah, I know it was 97 because oh no, I take it back.
No,
It was
it couldn't have been because
98.
I played that year.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right. It
yeah,
was 98. We played at home
yeah,
because we had Mark Word
yeah.
had like 5 sacks. He was or 4 sacks that game. He was like defensive player of the year, national defensive player of the year. But that was really cool. I got a picture with I don't know where that is. I had to ask my dad. I got a picture with Dollar on the field after that game. I thought that was one of the coolest things of taking a picture with a high school teammate
Yeah.
out there on the
Former
field. You
teammate.
see that in the NFL now. It's like, man, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, they be
So
swapping jerseys and stuff.
yes,
Right.
no doubt. No doubt. Hey, if we swapped ours, they
Y'all have been in
changed
trouble.
yeah, no doubt. Hey,
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, one of my favorite things about Jacksonville State, I walked in there as F-17. I didn't even get a number. I was F-17. That dressed across the field. And but I tell you this, like how I'm like my mind works is like, all right, I do better when you tell me I can't do it.
Right.
Right.
And that's just kind of what it was. But I was F-17. Hey, and then I was 67. Guess what? They had a good offensive tackle, Brad Clinter, they signed. And guess what? They changed my number the next year. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll take that one. 61. So I was a 6'1" baller from then, Big E. So good time. So that place, that place, Marietta built the foundation, and Jacksonville State carried on to the opportunity I'm at today. And so
And so
Well, okay.
let's
So
go ahead.
you became a grad assistant. What led you into coaching though? What made you say, you know what? I think I want to
Coach
get in
Gatewood,
this coaching thing.
Coach Gatewood, Coach Gatewood led me into coaching, and without knowing, he led me into coaching. And I tell you what else led me into Powder Puff. Remember when we
Yeah.
coached Powder Puff?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think we got our ass beat our senior year, and I'm still pissed
No,
No,
about
no, no,
that.
it
no,
was
no.
down to the wire.
The game ended in a tie.
What
And
happened?
and the game ended in a tie, and then Coach Wheeler then wouldn't do the overtime, so we end up needing that law park to finish the job, but the police was already there.
Oh yeah. Hey, I was looking through my old uh media deal, all the stuff. Man, they put some mean names of those girls in that thing. It was bad. Like that was real. That was legit, man. I was like,
No, those
golly.
girls did not like each other, bro. Those
No, I looked at
2018
that.
girls that year,
I
they
looked at
did
that
not
the other
like.
day. I'm like, hey, but I will say this. I remember coaching them girls up. And we were hitting the sled just like Coach Gatewood. And I'm like, I think back now, what the hell was I doing? But we were hammering that sled.
Yeah, but
Hey, I don't
you
think
was
we
ready.
did
You was
4 downs
feeling
on POT, but we were doing something. So,
Nah,
but that was my mom always says this. She was like, I knew you were gonna be a coach when I watched you out there on that field doing that powder puff. So I was like, yeah, that's probably right. So
moms know. So
they
yeah,
do know, they do
yeah,
know, and I got a dang good one.
yeah,
She knows for sure.
yeah. I got
absolutely,
I
definitely.
got to see
Man,
I got to see you coach one time at when you were at UT Chattanooga, right?
That's right,
Yeah, at the Alabama game.
man.
And we
Hey,
got
hey,
to up
what,
for a minute.
hey, what an awesome feeling. Hey, I'm sitting there in probably the coolest place I've ever coached. I mean, I've coached at a bunch of SEC places and different stuff, but to hear one of your high school teammates and boys back there say, Rose, right, look back in his big E on the fence, baby, and he ain't got nothing but Alabama gear from head to toe. He didn't give two shits about them UTC or Ross, but he
right.
won that Tide to win. But hey,
Right.
I will say this. So it's really cool how you talking about things coming full circle. The guy that I work for now at Murray State, he was on that staff at Alabama, and his name's Jody Wright. He was on that staff at Alabama, and there it is, repping, baby. I love it. That blue looks good on you, POT. But
I know it
so
does. Thanks
he
for
was
that.
on that staff at Alabama, and he said that was the worst butt chewing that Coach Saban gave all
Oh,
year
I
because
could
we gave him.
imagine that
Hey,
first they
we
y'all gave them fits half through about the
hey
first three
we
quarters, boy.
Hey, we got after him, and I tell you what, that whole defense line, they still play for the Redskins or whatever their name is,
Yeah,
Commanders or
yeah,
whatever their name is. So,
yeah.
like,
That was
that was
rough
fun.
though,
But
dog.
man, that you talking about nothing but make you feel better. Like the same thing when I was at West Alabama. I hear, don't listen to him. I look up and it's a POT. So I appreciate y'all support, man. Hey, y'all heckling your high school teammate. I see how it is. Y'all cheering for the other team, but we're good.
Absolutely.
I still love y'all.
Hey,
Hey,
my
I
granddaddy would
see.
have rolled over in his urn if I'd have had on UT Chattanooga anything on.
It was
I knew
not the
we knew
urn,
better,
yo.
but it was like the just walking in. I remember going to the game, and we get there, and I'm like, man, I gotta try to go down there and see Adam. So I gotta try to go down there and
Right.
see him. I mean, y'all was, you had your the little thing hanging from the on the
Uh-huh.
shoelace, hanging from the thing, and I'm like, oh, there it go. So because we was on the visitor side, we was only about
You
3 or
made a
4
hump.
rows up. So I
Yeah,
just run down there. Ross came up there with dapped up, hug, just
man.
you know.
What an awesome feeling. Hey,
But and
and
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, man, this dude is sitting there. He's on the sideline coaching again. I was like, this is crazy. You know what
hey,
I'm saying? Like,
Doing his
I got
thing.
two
Yeah.
awesome memories from that. Other three, including you, but uh, another one is the bring them out, and that place just erupts. That song comes on, and that place erupts, and it's just going nuts. And then one of the coolest things that happened that game, besides hanging out with the Big E, was To was on our sideline.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
at
he sure
Chattanooga.
was. Yeah.
He's over there telling the wideout how to run a route. He don't even know what the route is. He's over there telling the wideout how to run. I was like, man, this is awesome. What am I doing, man?
Right.
So,
Yeah,
hey,
because I remember
Yeah.
seeing him walking out there and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, that was a unique game because we were going to the playoffs the next week. So it was a fine line of how long you play. But
Wow.
like we were
Okay.
having fun, like competing and
But
playing.
y'all also being successful too.
But we had a team that had a chance to go win a championship,
Right.
and
Right.
it was a fine line that year. But that was a lot of fun. That was a cool game for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's crazy how things come full circle. Now I work for the guy who he we got our start at Jacksonville State. I hosted him on his visit. We played together, then we coached together, then he went his path, I went my path, and then he offered me a job and got the chance to come here and really work on building something special. And through the experiences, I think life's about lessons learned and how you get to where you're going. You got to just you have to have lessons, and if you don't take those lessons and learn from them, then you're not going anywhere. And so I'm excited about our opportunity here and just the opportunity to build young men and just make an impact on their life and demand the best. And they think I'm crazy every now and then. I'm good with that. So, or a lot of it. So I'm good with that. But I think it's cool to just, pour into these young men's lives and give them that opportunity to go be successful.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I'm glad you got 4 women to humble you when you get home every night.
Unbelievable.
So you're good to go,
hey,
dog.
They put a different perspective on life. And
Right.
my wife Leah, she is awesome. She's the rock of our family, and she keeps it all together. And I will say this, like a coach's wife is different, man.
It's
I
gotta be a
think that's why,
special woman, dog.
no
It's gotta
doubt.
be a special woman.
That's why 36. That's why it was a long time till I got married. But like
Yeah.
she's the one that keeps our family together. And these girls, like and I mean, just what she did to those kids today, man. Putting them in that Coach Friday shirt and they had to walk around together like that. That just made my day. Like I thought that was awesome. But like
Yeah.
it's really cool to see when our busy season is coming up in 2 weeks, and they won't see me as much. And our head coach is awesome because he does bring the family involved in everything. But it's a lot, man, and it's hard on them. But she keeps it going. And when I come home, they whatever happened, whatever block we missed, whatever happened, it puts a perspective on life. So.
Right. Right. Well, it sounds
Yeah,
like you
tell
got
her
a
I
good
appreciate
team
the
over there,
sourdough
both on
bread.
both sides, man. So
No doubt.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell her I appreciate the sourdough bread.
Oh, no doubt. Hey, got 3 loaves sitting here, Larry, so we might have to ship one to you. If we get Big E on that sour, hey, he's already been on that treadmill today, so we
Hey,
don't send no
we're
bread to
working
him.
on it, dog. We try
I,
to get a little bit finer.
hey, all you gotta
Finer.
do it. Hey, a little bit better every day, right, baby?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey,
Hey man, listen, first of all, just know that with your coaching career and just the type of man that you've been and the type of dad that you're becoming, because you're a dad, but you're still kind of fairly new dad, and what you find out is you're always going to be a new dad because something always new is happening and you're never going to be ready for
Right.
everything that happens. But man, we're
right.
proud of you, dog. So proud of you. Thank you for being on here. When we talk about guys that are coaching, and it's a lot of them, you kind of stand out a little bit. You've been the most consistent as far as in college and stuff. And I was telling Larry, I said, shit, it's like Adam went to college and never came home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's right.
You've been in college ever since. You know what I mean?
That's right. Well,
So, but man, we're so proud of you, dude. And man, just keep going to work, man. Keep being a dad, keep being a husband. And I used to tell the guys I coach with all the time, man, high school football is different. The guys that you go to war with, I said that the few friends, the true friends that I really had, I all play football with.
that's right.
And at the
There's
end
no
of the day,
doubt.
and us all playing together, you might have not got along with somebody, but you'll still fight for them this day.
There
Just
ain't
because
no
you played
doubt.
football with them, just because you ran horseshoes with them. So it
Hey,
ain't like catching up with somebody that you play ball with, shed blood with, man. We appreciate you.
it,
You know what I'm saying? So
it means a lot. And I'll tell you this, like I always remember this is like one thing that always stuck out to me of once I left Marietta was when I come back, I always wanted Happy Smith to say something about me on the intercom. I thought that was like the coolest thing.
right.
And what I'll tell you something that's really crazy. I was our I'm co-OC with a guy named Jimmy Ogle, good friend of mine. We've coached together a long time. We were at Jacksonville State together. He coached me. We worked together. We're recruiting a kid from North Cobb who I coached at Jacksonville State. We signed him. I coached him. Great player, Calvin Middleton. But we're sitting there in the rock, and we're recruiting Calvin. And it come on the headset on the intercom. Mr. Happy Smith saying something about me being there, and it's like I'll never forget that, and what that place instilled in me. But like you said, it goes back to the people, and love y'all, and y'all are special, and like I said, mean a lot to me, and our friendships, and I appreciate y'all having me on here. It means a lot.
Absolutely.
But you mean the world to me. First best friend, Pee Wee Herman bike.
That's
those who they grew up in the 80s. That was Pee Wee's Big Adventures or whatever that first movie he had. Yeah, the bike that got stolen. Yeah, Adam got one just like that in his attic. But
it's still in the attic, man. I ain't seen it in a while, but it's still in the attic.
But again, played baseball. First part, I played baseball with Rick Ross Photography. And so appreciate you doing this for us. We know you about to get busy with the football thing, but when me and Evan came up with this short list, it was a no-brainer that you was on it. So we appreciate your time and sacrificing to do this.
That means a lot, and y'all, the Between the Rocks is awesome, and y'all keep your wrestling deal going. I was at the deal when Goldberg beat Hogan. I sent y'all them pictures the other day, man. That was but I love watching y'all's podcast, and hey, if y'all ever need me to rap on the intro, y'all let me know. Because hey, y'all got the most fire intro of any podcast out there. So y'all
keep it rocking, appreciate that, man.
Hey, I love it. Hey, and I will tell you this: all my players know about y'all, and everybody I talk to, they know about y'all. So y'all keep doing your thing, man.
Well, we definitely want to try to make a trip and come check you out, man. Come see y'all, man, and show you some love. But yeah,
well, you get on my sideline next time, okay?
Oh yeah, definitely. As long as you're in Tuscaloosa, we good. But hey, this has been Marietta Football Legends. Adam Rawls, 66. My brother, you are a Marietta Football Legend.
Welcome to wrestling, Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrestling with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world. Slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash. Straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me.